choice, and it has got leather and air conditioning, so we're thankful. And he's after that motor car again. You see it out back there, out the front there. It's all sign written. Angus Moore of Kaitangata, ladies and gentlemen.
On stand number 1, Johnny Kirkpatrick from Napier. Give these shearers a hand, ladies and gentlemen, as they come up. Johnny Kirkpatrick is the current Golden Shears Open champion. Let's see if we can do it again.
Johnny Kirkpatrick qualified for the Open final tonight, so he's still probably out doing his business. So how's these guys going to match this guy from Kaitangata? He's a real specialist on merinos, isn't he?
He sure is, and he's very, very clean. And that's where he made up for it last year in the final, and one was on his quality.
Okay, we'll bring up on stand number 5. Johnny Kirkpatrick has to go and borrow a handpiece, ladies and gentlemen. He hasn't got enough. He's a Pohara Māori, so that's what it is. On stand number 5, Tony Knotts. And he's also hails from the South Island. Tony Knott on stand number 5. Grant.
On stand number 2. Stand 4. Grant Smith from Rakaya.
We're going to bring out the Flying Scotsman, ladies and gentlemen. He comes from Aberdeen in Scotland. He bases himself in New Zealand to give the New Zealanders a good old huck up. This guy can rock the Kiwis up. The current world shearing champion, Gavin Much of Scotland, ladies and gentlemen.
On stand number 2, South Islander from Rakaya, Tony Costa. Looks like a doctor, doesn't he?
Let's bring out the current Golden Shears champion. Johnny Kirkpatrick has gone to Australia for a wee while to specialise in merinos. Here he is, the top qualifier into this event, Johnny Kirkpatrick of Napier, ladies and gentlemen. 3 merinos. What else, Tuma?
3 half-breeds, 3 full wool, and 3 lambs.
Do we have some second shear? I think that's only 12.
There could be some second shear.
Did your mother give you teach you maths when you were at school?
What school? Shearing school.
We've got the University of Life between us two, ladies and gentlemen, and we are happy. Righto, we're going to get underway. We've got some commentators tonight, Johnny McBride, and we've brought a person all the way from the Royal Welsh in Wales, Hugh Condon, and don't be surprised because he's got a very sweet voice of the valleys, and he'll probably start singing about 3 o'clock in the morning. So Hugh, John, good evening guys, and let's take the microphones over to you.
Well, a big welcome to everybody here this evening. 5 types of sheep to shear in this PGG Wrightson. Some great names up there on the board. The last winner was Angus Moore, as has been explained. He's the youngest one in this troop. And they'll shear the merinos first. They'll shear the merinos first, followed by the crossbreds. And then they'll go on to the long wools, then the second shear, and then the lambs. Of course, to get to this stage of the game, they have had to travel the length and breadth of New Zealand to secure enough points to make the semi-final, which we had earlier in the day, where they've started way back last spring on the merinos down south. The Corridales in Christchurch. Up to Raglan for the lambs prior to the second shear. The long walls in Gore have been all over the country. As you'll see, a little bit of discussion going down there on stand number 5. The referee, Peter Vujits, for tonight, in this event. And he is having a little bit of discussion with a couple of shearers. Shearers do have the right to call a referee if they feel they've got an unjust sheep in their pen. So as soon as we can have all those shearers on the board, we will set this place underway. Okay, shearers on the board, please. The pen staff are ready for a big night. They'll get instructions from the shearers how to hold the sheep for them at the door. We've got the all clear, the green light's on. Everybody happy? Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go. Oh, we're off. Don't be afraid to give a hoot and a holler for your favourites up there, ladies and gentlemen. It is a sport. This is not something you just lie back and go to sleep with. You can be mesmerised by these shearers because they are poetry in motion all the way. And it's going to take them a couple of minutes or so to shear these merinos as we go. So then the pace will quicken up a little bit as we get on to the crossbreds, and then the long wools, then the second shear, and then the lambs. So they're all pretty even at the moment. Here on the front stand, Johnny Kirkpatrick, a great expertise he shows. You don't get to pick your stand up here, it all gets drawn for you. The sheep are run up into the pens. They've been selected over the last little while. These merinos have come up from Ranfurly, from the Alan Patterson. He's been shipping sheep to the Golden Shears for donkey's years. So there'll be one or two wrinkles on these sheep to go around, and there's plenty of poking and jabbing from the shearers. They've got a little bit of a horn on the top of the head. They don't want to smash a comb, so they're going to work around that pretty closely and with very, very careful intelligence as they start to lay into the sheep now. A little bit of action there from Grant Smith from Rakaya in the middle of the field as they drop into the long blow. Gavin Much probably just a little bit back off the pace. He might call Scotland home, but he lives in the valleys up in Taranaki, and I'm sure that they'll be all tuned into him on www.Golden Shears. Look at him go. Here they come, Johnny Kirkpatrick over the side of the face now, but it's still Grant Smith and Tony Knott, the man from Blenheim, across the shoulder. Angus Moore from Ward down there on the far side. Koitangata right across the shoulder he goes. Watch out for those big long legs, guys, that can rake your eyeballs out. But to get the first drop, it's going to be the man from Rakaya on stand number 4, Hugh. He's rolling out that last leg. Did he pick a good one from the start?
Yeah, I'd say he's just taking his time now. In goes Grant Smith then. He's a record holder on these merinos. He really likes them. John Kirkpatrick from Napier, the current Golden Shears champion. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make a little bit of noise. We got Tony Costa. He goes in for sheep number 2. In goes Angus Moore, the current PGG Wrightson's champion, up there on stand number 6. He'll start off on the belly. So now we've got a good pace being set on these wrinklies. They call them red eyes because when you look over that pen door, all you can see is a big pair of red eyes looking back at you. So now these boys are just going to settle into it. It looks like it could still be Grant Smith. No, little Johnny Kirkpatrick from Napier. He's going for it now, Thomas.
He certainly is, Hugh. They call them red eyes because that's what they make the shearers do. They make the shearers cry. And that's got nothing to do with the merinos, mate. The shearers cry when they're on them for 7 weeks. Apparently that's how it used to be when wool was worth a fair bit of money, John.
Wow, it's still worth a little bit of money on these very nice sheep. Well, nice for somebody. Nice wool. It's a very, very soft texture. and it's probably worth up towards $40 or $50 on these sheep a kilo. So into the long blow they go. They're probably clipping somewhere around about 7 or 8 kilos, these sheep. Very, very dense, of course. Into the lovely fibre there is Grant Smith on stand number 4. Angus Moore from Ward down into the long blow he goes. Round the back of the head comes Tony Knott on stand number 5 from Blenheim. But it's still Johnny Kirkpatrick out in front. Tony Costa from Rakaya. He's battling on this one a little bit. Bit of a judder bar up over the neck as he starts to move things along. Johnny Kirkpatrick down the last side he comes. You'll notice the board there above the shearer's stand. There are no outside points being chucked into the equation. So it keeps this is a final. This will keep you guessing. But you'll have a bit of a rough idea how they go as Johnny K goes in 4 minutes 20. So it's taken about 2 minutes 10, Hugh, to get the wool off these monsters.
Yeah, they are monsters too. I'm not used to merinos. We don't tend to have many over there in the UK. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that these are very, very wrinkly. For me anyway, but these boys are doing a beautiful job. I've just been told that they're very good merinos, very fast shearing merinos. So we've kept the best for this, the big final of the PGG Wrightson National Circuit Final. So now then we got Angus Moore coming out down the last side, all the way up there on stand number 6. He's a current PGG Wrightson champion. He's been driving around in that Santa Fe all for 12 months. Then we got Tony Knott from Blenheim, another quality shearer. He likes shearing these merinos. He's loving it up on that stage at the minute, so he's on stand number 5. Then on stand number 4, all the way from Rakaya in the South Island, we have Grant Smith. He's a record holder on these merinos. He still holds that record, I believe, so he knows his way around the wrinkle. Then we got Gavin Much on stand number 3, the current world champion. He's a Scotsman, a very proud Scotsman, but he's moved himself over to New Zealand. He's living over in Hongamomana, down there by Stratford, so he really knows his way around these sheep. He can shear merinos. He said it's just he doesn't like shearing merinos. Tony Costa from Rakaya then. He's won this event several times. His wife has sent him back to win that high under for another 12 months. She missed it last year. Then, of course, we got John Kirkpatrick from Napier. He's a real bit of a gun down here, ladies and gentlemen. John Kirkpatrick, the current Golden Shears champion. And he's just about to get to the turn. But Tony Costa, I think he's right up there with him now, is he? Yes, he is. Down the last side comes Tony Costa. Where's his fan club? They should be shouting him on, because Tony Costa has gone to the lead, Peter.
Tony Costa from Rakaya. He looks like a doctor. He doesn't look like he should be a shearer. He looks like he should be a doctor. Down the last side he comes. All of these shearers, Johnny Kirkpatrick was a little wee ways in front before, but that red eye, as Hugh says, has got a few speed bumps on it. So he had to slow his hand down. But here we go. He's got the third, the last of his merinos out. Now we go into the half-breeds, Johnny.
Oh, look at him go. He's very keen. As I say, his fan club have tried to get as close to the front as they could. He's lovely, these Corridales. Look at him. He's sure one or two of these time. Change your handpiece for Johnny Kirkpatrick. Likewise as Grant Smith and Gavin Much there. Over the shoulder on the last side comes Tony Knott from Blenheim. Down on stand number 5, Angus Moore's finished the job from Kaitangata. There he goes now. Didn't worry about changing the gear, did he? Wants to shear them with all the shear the fine wools with the sharp teeth. Up over the top comes Johnny Kirkpatrick. He's starting to go out after Tony Costa now. Big blows coming up over the top for Gavin Much and Grant Smith alike. Tony Knott's going to be the last one to get his crossbred on the board. Got about 5 blows out that last leg. Does it now. Steps into the pen. Doesn't change a handpiece. He's got the right gear on, he reckons. And he turns, brings it down, squats it between his legs, and down the belly he's about to go in the Corridale. Over the last side, though, it looks like it's Tony Costa from Rakaya. He's responding to the far now call from the cheap seats. Out the last leg he goes. Gavin Much is having a fly here in the middle of the stand as well. And he's first, the Scotsman. First to go in, the lad from the Necky. Looking pretty good here, Huey. The pressure's right on. Down the last side comes Gavin Smith. In goes Johnny Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, these boys aren't going to hang around now, ladies and gentlemen. The wrinkles are getting less and less. They're going to have to start to swing that steel now. That little Scotsman there, you watch him. He'll start to blow his cheek. When he starts to fill his cheeks up with air, he'll look like a hamster with a mouthful of nuts. You look at him going up the neck now, then Gavin Match there on stand number 3. Up the neck he goes, up the neck goes Tony Costa, up the neck goes John Kirkpatrick. Now we've got a bit of a battle on. They're on these crossbreeds, remember, and they're away. They're going to start to reel him in. They'll play him like a big fish, then they'll slam him on the deck, and they'll chuck the line in for another one, because Gavin Match is just about to get to the turn. But Tony Costa is right up there with him now. Where's his fan club? They turn together. They're coming down the last side together now, Thomas.
They certainly are coming down the last side. These little beauties, they're probably carrying about 5 or 6 kilos of wool, so a little bit different shearing. Down the last side we go 1, 2 and 3. Who's going to be the first one in for sheep number 6? Oh, it's Gavin Match, the Scotsman. Johnny Kirkpatrick from Napier's in as well. Tony Costa, get in there, mate. Down the last side is Grant Smith on stand number 4. But this young Scotsman on stand number 3, he's got a little flyer, Johnny.
Oh, look at him go. Just say he's sure well on the things, on these type of sheep in the World Championships last year. And he's taken the bit by the teeth now and dropping into the first shoulder. He's going further ahead. Super quick hand. Up the long blow he comes. Out the last side comes the young fellow. More down the bottom end there. Needs to find another gear. Out there, he drops it down the hole and goes in for sheep number 6. Tony Knott's got a little bit of work to do on sheep number 5. Into the long blow he goes. But it's Gavin Match out the last side. He's going to be the first onto the long walls. Tony Costa comes over, a very experienced head here. Rolls off the last side. Johnny Kay comes under the shoulder, but it's Match stepping into the pen. First of the long walls now. Johnny's got a bit of a biter. Look at him. Ooh, kick, rat. Get on with Johnny and get it down the hole.
Yeah, the only thing he's going to want for her next time is a few roast potatoes, a couple of veg, and a little bit of gravy, because he wouldn't want to see her again in a hurry. Gavin Match goes up the neck, the young fella from Scotland, the Taranaki there on stand number 3. Up the neck he goes, but here comes Johnny Kirkpatrick. Up the neck he comes now. Tony Costa, he's sticking to him like glue. So that little Scotsman, look at him. I told you about the cheeks. He's puffing and he's puffing there on stand number 3 now. He gets to the turn. I think he's getting quicker up there, Thomas.
He is getting quicker because he's coming up to the guy that won this event last year on stand number 6, Angus Moore. Angus Moore's going to get a sheep wrapped around him from Gavin Match, Tony Costa and Johnny Kirkpatrick. Come on, Angus Moore, you're going to have to pull your finger out because these guys are pumping. Down the last side comes Johnny Kirkpatrick and Tony Costa. We got Gavin Match on stand number 3 into the undermine. He is getting faster, Johnny.
Yeah, he's loving every moment of it. Look at it, Tony Knott, the experienced head down there on stand number 5. He's got low board points up there. He's doing the job. He's starting to get a little bit tongue now. He's just about halfway through the job as he turns down the last side. Grant Smith from Rakaya puts another one out down the hole. Steps into the pen now for the last of his long walls. Gavin Match comes down over the top, working away across the shoulder. One more of the long wool in the pen is it for Gavin. Down the last side he comes. Johnny Kay and Tony Costa are going blow for blow pretty much. Johnny Kay might have got a couple on him this time round. There goes Tony Knott out with his long wool. Down there Angus Moore blasting sheep number 7 down the hole. Grant Smith for Rakaya round the back of the head on sheep number 8. Sheep number 9 on the board for Gavin Match. Johnny Kay about to step in. And we've only had 12 and a half minutes gone and he's done number 8.
Yeah, Johnny Kirkpatrick, then he goes in for sheep number 8. It's sheep number 9. Up the neck goes Gavin Match. He says, I've had enough of playing with you fellas. I'm going to take my toys and I'm going to run because I've had enough of you now. Up the neck he goes. Into the shoulder he goes. Where's Johnny Kirkpatrick? He's got an extra gear. He's a record holder down here, ladies and gentlemen. He shows 650 lambs as part of the 4-stand record down there in the deep south. He shows 650 of the 2,556. And then he did 11 press-ups at the end just to cool himself down. So Gavin Match now then has turned. Johnny Kirkpatrick has turned. There's only about 9 blows between them. Gavin Much goes out the hind leg. Johnny Kirkpatrick's on top of the shoulder. Has he got enough left in the tank to catch him now, Thomas?
Ooh, Gavin Much on stand number 3, change of steel. We've got John Kirkpatrick and Tony Costa chasing hard. Let's see what these guys are going to do here. I think they'll change the steel as well. Yes, they are. Come on, guys, you got to make it a quick change because Gavin Much is into the undermine. Undermine time for the Much on stand number 3. He's on to the first of the second shear. Johnny, these second shear sheep, they're never going to catch the Scotsman.
Beautiful. Look at him go, ladies and gentlemen, round the back of the head. Here comes Patrick now. He's firing him in quick and quick here on the front stand. Down there on 4 is Grant Smith coming across the last shoulder. He's got sheep number 9 almost done. There, Tony Knott on stand number 5. Got sheep number 8 into the long blow. Down there on 6, it's Angus Moore out across the last shoulder. He's on his last long wool. He'll be in for the second shear shortly. But it's Gavin Much he's got flying down the last side on his first of his short wool sheep. Yeah, Tony Costa still hanging in. He's loving it, the lad from Rakaya. Here comes Johnny K down the last side. Ooh, it'll just be the kick of the wriggle of a sheep that'll hold him down.
Yeah, he's reeled him in 5-6 blows on that sheep. Gavin Much goes into the back leg. Johnny starts on the belly. Tony Costa, he goes in on sheep number 11 as well. Where's his fan club? They're still very quiet down there in the cheap seats. But it's still Gavin Much. But Johnny Kirkpatrick is coming after him. Up the neck goes Johnny. Into the shoulder goes Gavin. Look at him go now. We've got Gavin Much swinging the steel. We've got Johnny Kirkpatrick swinging the steel. Johnny Kirkpatrick, look at him go, Tuma.
We have a new leader, Johnny Kirkpatrick from Napier. Stand number 1. Ooh, the sheep gives a little bit of a kick. It gives Gavin Much a chance to get in front again. I tell you what, this Scotsman, he's not going to go down dying. He's going to go down fighting, Johnny.
Yeah, I just looked up at the boards. Oh, neck and neck. In they go. But don't you count out Tony Costa. Look at those board points up there. 2.3. He's on fire, the man from Rakaya. He's not that far away from the pace as he comes down the last side. Here goes Grant Smith out with number 11. Number 11 on the board for Moore down there on stand number 6. Here goes Tony Knott. Change of ambies for him, but he's the short wool sheep. Here comes Tony Costa, out with sheep number 12. There's only the lambs left in the pen for the front 3 now. Into the long blow goes Much, but Johnny Kirkpatrick's gone to warp drive now and he turns onto the last side. Captain Kirk's hit the button and he's down over the last shoulder. Gavin Much is hanging on for grim death. Right across the last side now. You'll be hoping the training in Kahuratai Hills will see you through to the last of them. Here Johnny K first in for the lambs. Gavin Much right behind him. 2, 3, 4 blows. In goes the Scotsman.
Yeah, Gavin Much thought he was the daddy. Johnny Kirkpatrick said, I'm the granddaddy. I'm going to pull my finger out now. If you'll sit still, you little tart. Up the neck he goes. Where's Gavin Much? He can shear these lambs too. This man from Scotland, on Wangamona. Up the neck he goes. But it's Johnny Kirkpatrick. You look at him go. He's like a wind-up toy, ladies and gentlemen. You just keep turning the key and he'll go like hell. He turns now to come down the last side. Look at him. One more blow. Gavin Much. Is he running out of steam? You'll have to chuck another bucket full of coal on the engine, Gavin. Come on, the Flying Scotsman. Down the last side he comes. But Johnny Kirkpatrick, he's looking cool, calm and collected now, Tuma. Look at him go out the hind leg. One more bit of a blow. And in goes Johnny Kirkpatrick.
Johnny Kirkpatrick from Napier on stand number 1. Don't think you're that far in front because in's gone the Scotsman as well. He's got his 40 sheep on the board. Undermine time for Johnny. Undermine time for Gavin Much. Tony Costa down there on stand number 2. He's just struggling a little bit. But we've got a record holder on stand number 1. He's sure a lot of lambs in the record. That's just gone. We've got Gavin Much stand number 3. The current world champion. Johnny.
Gavin's let the brakes off. He caught up to Johnny a little bit on this one. Up the long low there. He turns. Johnny K to the last shoulder. In goes the Tony Costa. Another lamb on the board. Sheep number 14. Over the shoulder and down out to the flank for Much. But Johnny Kirkpatrick still in control. Here's the man from Napier. Oh, Much, he's got one that's given him too much at the moment. Out the last leg. Down there on stand 6, lamb on the board now for Angus Moore. Second share sheep for Tony Knott. In goes Grant Smith, he's into the lambs. Tony Costa's got sheep 14, but here comes Johnny Kirkpatrick. Round the back of the head and down towards the long blow. Much just a little bit behind him. Get him on home, Hugo.
Yeah, Johnny Kirkpatrick said no more playing. I'm the man, you're the boys. Down the last side he comes now then. He's saying, you sit still, darling. You'll be down into the darkness in a minute if you'll just sit there. He's got 3 more shots, 2 more, 1 more. And Johnny Kirkpatrick goes out on stand number 1. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, there's still another 5 shearers. It's all about quality as well as the speed. Gavin Mutchin, give him a cheer as he comes down the last side. He's got 2 more, 1 more, 1 bit of a flick. Out goes Gavin Mutch. So it looks like the next man to be finished, Tuma, will be this man down here on stand number 2. It's going to be very close between him and the current PGG champion up there on stand number 5. Bring him home, Tuma.
Angus Moore down there on stand number 6. His time is taken. Tony Costa, finishing touches for him, and he'll be pushing the button, ladies and gentlemen.
Grant Smith's got a little bit of time left up there on the board. He's got 1 lamb left in the pen. Tony Knott's got 3 lambs. He's got a bit of work ahead of him. You haven't got time to look around, Tony. Hey, Grant won't wait for you as he drops down the belly on his 15th and final sheep. A third of his lambs, and he rocks out the belly in front there for the wool handler. Now down the first off leg. Oh, Tony Knott, he says, I'm gasping. Where's that towel? Why isn't it full of ice water? Down the belly he goes on the first of his lambs. But Smith, great shearer he is. He got left in the wake of these big fellas up here in the front. Down towards the first shoulder he goes. He's no slouch when it comes to shearing those wrinklies and half-breeds, but he was found out a little bit on the long walls and crossbreds. He just couldn't stay with the pace. Turning on to the last side now. Down over the shoulder he comes. Brilliant shearer. Right across the shoulder. The quality's still there. 4.3 at the moment. Out the last leg for him. Big round of applause for Grant Smith, ladies and gentlemen, from Rikaya. Righto, we've got to help Tony out here. It's a lonely job when you've got a couple of sheep left to shear. He did well to get this far into the PGG Wrightson National Final. Out over the last side he comes, still 2 in the pen. He was hoping the computer wasn't counting right, but they're still in there all right because this is his first lamb. Out the last leg. He's getting a bit of a breather on these smaller sheep now. Steps into the pen with 2 to go. In there enjoying it. He's day in the sun up here at the Golden Shears in the 53rd year. Down the belly he goes. He'll shear this lamb in something like about 38 blows or less. Crutch out and down the first off leg. We just hope the animal is going to behave itself as he can get that wool off nicely. Up over the tail he goes. Works across the top knot. 1 blow. Beautiful sheep there from Bagshot. And they're really doing themselves proud. Down into the first shoulder. Shearing extremely well, these lambs. In the dry conditions, it takes a great stockman to keep these sheep right. Up the long blow they come. He's got about 10 blows left in this sheep as he winds off the shoulder. And then he'll shear another 38 blows and we'll be done for this PGG Wrightson event. He comes under the shoulder, works across it now, doing a marvellous job. Hey, he's got the old Pope haircut there. Down he goes, into the pen for the 15th and final one, Tony. We're all with you, buddy. Pleased it's you, not us up there. It's a beautiful big lamb, as my fellow worker says here. Flicks the belly out the back. He's overdone the rushing now. He's just shearing for pride. Keeping the job right. 3.1 on the board so far. It's only the time points that are against us, gentlemen. Up around the back of the head. First shoulder beckoning. The most difficult part of the sheep being shorn right about there, where you haven't quite got enough arms and legs to hold things together, but he made it look easy. Rolling it onto the last side. Turning down over the top. Cheek wool. sheep's behaving nicely for him. He's got the charisma to hold the sheep nice and still. Down and out to the flank. Beautiful blows, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a rousing sound of applause as Tony puts in the final couple of shots. Well done, Tony Knott and your fellow PGG Wrightson finalists.